All right. Title of the gratitude opens the doors to more favor. Gratitude opens the doors to more favor. Verse today is enter into his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Psalms 100 and verse 4 enter his gates with thanksgiving and courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. Father, thank you for the favor you have already released over my life. Thank you for the favor you've already released over my life. Gratitude is not a response to God's favor, it's a posture that positions you for more of it. How would you like to have more of God's favor today? How would you like to know when you walk out the door that everything you do has his blessing on it? Everything you touch has his blessing on it. Every person you talk to is blessed as a result. What if you went out knowing that was happening? And so we want to posture in a position that you even get more of it. So what about double the favor? Double the gifts, double the thanksgiving. A thankful mind is an open mind. When you are genuinely grateful for what God has already done, your spiritual eyes open wider, your faith grows stronger, and you become increasingly aware of the favor that is already surrounding you. But an ungrateful mind, a mind that says, well, why didn't this happen? Or why can't I have this? Or I deserve this more than you. And how come he gets this and I don't get that? That's an ungrateful mind. And it is a closed mind. It is always waiting for something bigger while missing the blessing that is already present. It's searching out to find the things that you don't have instead of looking and being thankful for the things that you do. Two people receive the same promotion at work. One focuses immediately on what the new role lacks. The salary could be higher. Man, how come they didn't give me a bigger raise? This is only like the cost of living raise. How do they expect me to live on that? The title could be better. I'm supposed to be a VP. He's a VP. I do the same thing that he does. Have you ever heard people that are like that? No matter what their circumstances, no matter what happens in their life, they get to complain. Well, the other pauses and generally thanks God for the open door. The grateful one notices more opportunity, builds stronger relationships, and within a year has been positioned for the next level. They got to move up because of their gratefulness, while the other one stayed stuck. Maybe even longer than they want to. Not because they worked harder, but because gratitude kept their eyes open to what God was already doing. You know, there was a season in my life, and I was having this conversation with Renee yesterday, where there were times where it's like, yes, that was me. That was the things that I would say. I can remember when I started out as a PE teacher, and I started out about, which teachers get the better classes, right? Because I ended up with like the 0 period, 7:30 in the morning swimming class, right? What child wants to get into the water outside when it's cold in December? And this is in California, so not so cold that there's snow, but so cold that it's 65, 50 degrees outside, and you got to get in the water that are not very well heated pool, and try to force kids to get in that water. And I was so mad that I had those classes, and I had the one with the big volleyball where I had 75 kids in the class, and it was some days it was 100 and some degrees outside, and I complained. And how come the other teacher got to have the unit when inside the gym where it was badminton and it was fun, right? And so I focused on what I did not have, that completely missed what God already had given me. Because God already had a plan for me. God didn't have a plan for me to do physical education for my whole life. God had a plan for me to go get my master's degree and have equal and be able to teach computers. And then I was in the classroom the whole time. He was positioning me for making sure that I had relationships that he had sent me. He had positioned me that he wanted to make sure that I had doors that he had already opened. I didn't just know how to get into. He had positioned me for the protection I did not even know that I had received. He positioned me for the favor of operating in the background of my life every single day. The moment I shifted from asking to thinking, something changed. Not just my spirit, but my awareness. I started seeing favor everywhere. I was not that God had suddenly started moving. It was that the gratitude had finally opened my eyes to see that he was moving. I was so stuck in seeing what was wrong that I couldn't see what was right. I couldn't see the favor. I couldn't see the doors open. I couldn't expect or begin to expect those doors to continue to open in my life. When we think of what's happening in our neuroscience or what's happening in our mind, research consistently shows that a regular gratitude practice rewires the brain's reward pathways. It increases dopamine production, reduces anxiety, and shifts the mind's default focus from threat to opportunity. When you were walking around with fear, and you were walking around scared, and you were walking around as if everything is the world is falling down, it's the last day that the earth is going to exist. And I know I'm being dramatic here, it's not that bad, but isn't it? Right? When we really think about the mind default focus is on the threat of opportunity. Grateful people literally see possibilities because their brain no longer is preoccupied with what is missing. What is missing in my life, and figure out how am I going to get this? But when you have gratitude, right, it literally sees more possibilities. And when you see more possibilities, there's more chances to go after those possibilities. And the more possibilities there are to go after, the bigger chance it is that you get it. Right? Gratitude does not just feel good, it changes how your brain processes the world around you. So our heart connection here for today is the favor you are believing for may be unlocked by thankfulness that you have been withholding. What has God already done in your life that deserves genuine moment of thanksgiving? What is it deserves right now? What has God already done? What has God already done? So the practice is, before you make one more request of God today, spend 5 minutes doing nothing but thanking him. When we do that, we're going to do that for what he has already done. Be specific, be genuine, and let gratitude lead. And when I say the things that I'm thankful for in our 5 minutes together as we go through our Thanksgiving right after we're done here, I want you to really think specifically of what are you thankful for that happened over the last 2 days. The short prayers: Father, I thank you every day that for every door you have opened, every setback you have prevented, and every blessing you have already released over my life. Please open my eyes. I'm asking you, Lord, please open my eyes to see your favor that is already surrounding me. The blessing today is, may gratitude become the lens through which you see God's favor. May gratitude and thanksgiving be the lens in which you see God's favor operating in every area of your life today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. And so our reflection questions for today is, are you more focused on what you do not have or what God has already done for you? What specific favor of God have you been taken for granted, and how would your faith level change if you spent more time thanking God than asking him? Thank you for what's happening already, not just asking, can you get me out of this? Oh, I messed up one more time, God, can you get me out of this? So I'm putting these questions in the chat so you can look at them later. Go ahead and take your time and get to them. And so when we think about that, now let's live. Gratitude is not just worship. It's a weapon. It opens eyes, it activates faith, and it positions you for more of what God has already prepared. So let's start today with our heart full of thanksgiving and watch how quickly your awareness of God's favor begins to multiply. You are more blessed than you realize, and grateful hearts will help you see it.